Hello there, I'm Laura and welcome to my YouTube channel where in today's video I'll be talking about sewing up style utilizing Guipure lace. That's right, today's video is an Embrace the Lace video for this month, the month of June, and because of all the special occasions that happen in June, all the church functions, all the weddings, all the picnics, and all the fun family and friend related things that go on in June, we decided that we would make this month's lace collaboration be about special occasions. Guipure lace is one of the strongest laces that there are. They are densely stitched motifs with a repeating pattern. So my lace, which you can kind of see here, let me pull this forward a little bit. It was a flower pattern with smaller little flowers. And I'm going to hold up a piece of the lace for you so you can see it a little bit better. Can you see? So there's leaves and then there's the big flowers. This was one edge, which it shrunk up. It just kind of squished up. But let me see if I can see. That is pretty much all of the motif, is just the leaves and the flowers with little flowers and little leaves in between. And I will show you on another shirt later. You can see that pattern more because it's a longer piece, of course. I bought this fabric. I have notes because there's just so much to talk about that, by the way, this might end up being a bit of a long video. I'll try to keep it short, but there's a lot to talk about. I bought my lace for $8.99 from Fabric Mart. So this came from Fabric Mart. There is a right side and a wrong side to the fabric. This is the right side where the edges of the motif are clearly visible. On the back, it's almost like these little lace pieces go up over the top here, where on the right side of the fabric, they stop within the boundary of the outside stitching. I chose to sew some separates instead of trying to do a lace dress because for me, there isn't so much really opportunity to wear really spectacular clothing. The reason why I chose this skirt as my base piece, and that skirt is Simplicity 8421 View A, and I will put the picture up. I chose that as the base, and then I chose two different shirts that can either dress up the skirt, which is the case for what's on it right now, which is New Look, let me see, 6638 View B, or to dress it down, which is what my Simplicity 1316 View E. So if you are going someplace that you want to look a little bit more fancy, use this shirt. If you want to go to a picnic but you want to look nice and still special, then I would use the Simplicity shirt. Before I talk about the skirt and the shirts in detail, I wanted to mention that Threads had a summer issue. In their summer issue, they had a whole section about lace. And so it talks about the different kinds of lace: Chantilly, Alencon, and Guipure. It talks about preparation and cutting. It talks about lace details, salvage edge, galloon lace, the appropriate notions that you need, and technique advice. So how to sew on lace or how to make the seams look good, all those kinds of things. Choosing a closure, what kind of hemming do you need? It gave me a good starting point. I never would have thought about pre-shrinking my lace without having looked at this, but I did. I put just some water, some hot water, and then I just used some laundry soap and I bubbled it up, and then I just took a huge strip of the lace, basically that, and put it in there and squished it around and rubbed it a little bit and just tried to get any dust, dirt, and I ended up losing quite a bit of dye. Then I rinsed it out until the water ran pure, and I moved on to the next batch, and I did it in 2 sections so I could be sure that it got really, really clean. So that is how I got my lace ready. Then I just folded it up in a towel, rolled the towel really tight, and then squished it. I actually sat on it to try to get all of the moisture that I could out and into the towel. Then I just unrolled the towel and let it air dry overnight, and it was ready to go the next day. The end with the hem, the end I made the hem out of, let me, ta-da. So obviously when I cut it out, I never know if I should put it on the dress form or not, because it makes it kind of hard to show you guys, but they're on both ends of the, so the lace is a big panel that's, I think it's 48 inches wide. And so the top has the pattern, and then the bottom has the pattern. I am not sure. It must be that this end of the pattern did not, it was on the end of the rolling when I rolled it with the towel, and this end was probably at the top when I rolled it, and so it just got squished where the other side didn't. So I just made sure to, you know, put my hem on this end so that, you know, it was even on the pattern piece, and just cut it out so that this is my hem, which you can see in the pictures. I'll put some pictures so you can actually see what I'm talking about. I just flatlined the lace onto the pattern pieces of all of the ones that have lace on it. This I flatlined along the edges here on the seams. This is just 2 pieces. That's all it is. Like the skirt is just 2 pieces of fabric. So, and then you just roll it over and roll it over the elastic, and then close it up. I put an extra line in order to make sure to hold the elastic in place, because I hate it when your elastic moves. Flatlining, I just assume everybody knows, but in case you don't, like you just stumbled upon this video and you're like, what exactly is flatlining? It's where you just take the lace and you put it on the fabric, and then you just baste along the edges of the fabric piece, keeping the lace flat, and so it holds it on there, and that way the lace is supported by the underlining, and you don't have to worry about it shifting around while you're trying to sew the pieces together. The other thing that I did differently is that in the pattern for the skirt, you can see here that the underlining for the lace version of that skirt is above the knee, and I think that looks really strange having that much lace, you know, just lace. So I used the longer pattern piece cut off point D for the underlining on the skirt, so it brings it down to about here, and then I have about 4 to 6 inches of lace down at the bottom, and I think that looks better. I cut out a size 18 in the skirt, and it fits perfectly. I think that might be the size that I need to be making from now on. The shirt is New Look 6638 version B without the tie. The only other change that I made to it was that there was supposed to be some elastic across this front, and I took that off. I didn't put it in because I cut a size 16 based off of the measurements, and it does fit, but if I would have put the elastic in, I think it would have just pulled it in like uncomfortably so. It was very easy to sew. I actually did this one I did the skirt on Sunday. I did most of this shirt on Monday, and then I did the other shirt, finished this shirt on Tuesday, started the other shirt Tuesday night, finished the Simplicity shirt on Wednesday. And that was not sewing full days. I mean, that was like 4 to 6 hours of sewing. No, not even that much. 3 to 4 hours of sewing a day on Sunday and Monday, because it was a holiday. And then on Tuesday and Wednesday, I was just sewing whatever I could, so 2 to 3 hours. So the whole set did not take long and was very, very easy to sew. The one that was the hardest to sew is probably the Simplicity, and that's just because there was a facing involved and the cuffs and that kind of stuff. This was 4 pieces, and then the belt. I did cut out the belt, but I didn't use the belt. So it was putting the front and the back, and then the front bottom piece and the back bottom piece. That was it. Putting it together, hemming it up. That was pretty much it. Hold on a second. I'm going to change the shirt out. It took me forever to change my little shirt there. Okay, so this is Simplicity, Simplicity 1316. I cut a size 18 out of it. Because of the bulk of having the lace on here as well, I used a bias tape. This was the closest color, believe it or not, gray, that I had to use. It was white or black or like navy blue, bright, shockingly purple. So I thought this would be the least, obtrusive of all of those. But I used the bias tape so that I didn't, have this big blob down here at the bottom. And now I understand my mom's bias tape collection. She has like a ton of bias tape, and I obviously am not going to be like, hey Mom, can I have your bias tape collection? But I'm going to start my own bias tape collection because I have fallen in love with the bias tape for hemming things, putting in instead of facings. This does have a facing, and it actually went in really well. Probably the best facing I have put in so far in anything, and I was very pleased with that. This is actually supposed to be a rolled cuff, like it's supposed to be shorter, but again, because of the lace and how, folded up, and then if I folded it again, I just didn't think that would be, it just wouldn't look as nice. So I just attached it like a regular cuff. The way that the rolled cuff is, you attach it on that right side, on the wrong side, and then you fold it up over the top, and then you stitch it, hand tack it. And so I just attached it like a cuff so that the seam is under here. So it's right there. They want you to make a button and like a loop out of thread closure, and I had no time or patience for that. So I just did a hook and eye, and I think it works really well. It's clean, neat finish. Everything went together very well. Pardon me. So let's talk about what this might cost somebody. The skirt for 2 yards of lace was about $18 because it was $8.99 a yard. The 2 yards of cotton fabric, I think were like each yard was, I think it was $8. So I put that down for $16 for 2 yards of cotton fabric. The notions were basically the elastic, because I had thread on hand for all of it, so I didn't need to buy anything. So that was about $2 for the elastic, and then $1.99 for the pattern, which leads the skirt to be about $38. So for the new look shirt, I paid $3.99 for the pattern. The shirt fabric was actually from my stash. I bought this fabric when my kids were 2. So I've had this fabric for a very long time. I adored this fabric, and I'm very glad I made something out of it finally. It cost me something 15 years ago, or 16 or 17 years ago now, but I don't have any clue, so I'm going to count that as a no-cost item to me since I shopped my stash. Basically, the New Look shirt was the cost of the pattern, and that's $4. Then finally, the Simplicity shirt, it took 2 yards of the cotton, so $16. $2.50 in lace because it was just a very narrow strip. It was not even a yard of fabric. And I had thread already on hand, and then the Simplicity pattern, which I'm sure I got for $1.99 when I had a Joann's to get a sale from. And so altogether that comes out to be about $20.50. So thank you so much for coming to watch my video, and I highly recommend, I ask you very politely, to go check out Grace's from So Lovely with Grace, her Embrace the Lace video, and Shalisa from So She Designs. Watch her video. I am so excited to get to see what they've been making. I've spotted every once in a while like a new pattern or maybe some new fabric that they've bought, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they're going to use that. One of the best things about collaborations is seeing how somebody else's creativity can completely change what it is that you're working on or what you're sharing, you know. So please do. I will, once they get their videos up and loaded, I will be putting their links in my description box below, and I get to remove one of my yeah, that right there. Oh my gosh, did I say yet that it's been a very crazy week? So ta-da! Next month we have another fun Embrace the Lace video. So please, if you're interested in seeing the next collaboration, please subscribe and go over to Grace's and Shalisa's videos and subscribe to them, and we'll just keep it coming because lace is really cool and it's really fun and it's so easy to work with. I had no idea. Thank you so much for coming and subscribing, and for watching and commenting. As always, you guys make my day, and I totally appreciate each and every one of you. I was wondering though, how many of you have sewn with lace? Is there a particular type of lace that you enjoy working with? What are your favorite patterns? Have you made a special dress with lace? Are you going to any special occasions this summer? I have no special occasions this summer. Work is my biggest special occasion. So I'm definitely interested to hear what you guys are up to, and I hope that you will share that with me in the comments below. So thank you very much and have a good day. Bye.